Okay, year 2. So this one is called Number Roundup, but I prefer to call it Tricky Triangles because it's a triangle and it's tricky. This is my very wonky triangle that I have drawn, but I wanted to show you that you don't have to have a printer. You don't have to print out the triangle grids. You can draw your own. It's just as easy. It might be a little bit wonky, but it still does the same thing. So you'll probably find that some counters will help you with this one. I've just drawn circles and cut them out. So again, don't need a printer if you've not got one. And I've drawn my counters from 1 to 6 because obviously we're not in school at the moment. We don't have access to number counters, so we can just make our own. So the idea is, I've just moved the triangle, is to get all 3 parts of the triangle, all 3 sides of the triangle, to add up to the number 9. I'm going to start with the number 9. So I've popped the number 9 in the middle because that's the one we are making. And you'll see on the examples or on the challenges that you've been set that number 9 is one of them. But I thought I'd do the first one with you to show you what you need to do. And then you can have a go at the other ones. So with my counters then, I'm going to just I can sort of start fiddling around and seeing how I can make the number 9 with all 3 sides. Now you have to use all of the counters. So I can just start, we call this trial and error. So I'm going to start with my 2 here, and then I'm going to put my 4 here. So I've got 6 now. Okay, so I've got 6. So I know I put my 3, that gives me 9 along that side. Brilliant. So now let's try and make 9 along this side. So I can put my 6 there. Oh, 3 and 6 already makes 9. Right, I'll take that out. How about if I put my 5 there? Okay, got my 5 there. So 5 and 3, that makes 8. Here's my leftover counters. So that makes 8. Oh, great, I can put the 1 there. 3 and 5 make 8, add the 1 makes the 9. Fantastic. So let's see, I've only got 1 counter left. If I put it in the middle there, does that work? 2 and 6. That makes 8. Add 1. It's 9. I've done it. So that row makes 9. That row makes 9. And that row makes 9. I actually didn't expect that to happen. I was just testing it out. But look, I've made it. It might not be that quick and easy. I might have started with, let's see, I might have started with my 6 over here. And then I might have put all the 3 with it. That's already 9, isn't it? Or I could have put my 4. No, too big. So just wiggle around, have a play and have a go at making some of the other numbers. I hope you enjoy. I absolutely love this one. So the aim of the game is to get to the number 24. Look at the pen on my finger. Never mind. So the number 24. So you have got 4 numbers, 4 single digit numbers, 4, 6, 6 and 8 that you can use to get to the number 24. And got to remember that you have to use all of the numbers. So I have to use the 4 and the 6 and the 6 and the 8, and I can only use them once. And you know there's over 60 different ways that you can make the number 24 using those digits. So I'm just going to test it out to begin with. And again, it's a bit like trial and error. These are investigations. You have to be a bit like detectives and just give things a go. So I know that my target is 24, and then I've got all this space that I can just do some workings out. So, right, I know my number bonds. So I'm going to use 4 and 6. And I know that's going to make 10. So then I've got left over, if I've used that 4 and that 6, I've got 6 and 8 left over. So I know that makes 10. And what did I have left over? I have the 6 and 8 left over. 6 add 8, what does that equal? That makes 14. 14 add 10. What is it, guys? 24. Yes. Yay. I've made my first way. I found my first way of making 24. Now, I know some of you have been moving on to more tricky times tables. So you might need to bring out your number line to do some workings out. And that's a great thing with investigations. It doesn't matter. You can be a bit messy and scrappy and do different workings out and then cross them out and change your mind to find out the answer and the solutions. So I'm going to start timesing some of the numbers. I'm quite lucky that I do know my times tables all the way up to 12 times 12. So I'm going to use some of my times tables knowledge, but it's okay if I need to work it out, or even if I get a sneaky use of a calculator to help me. I think that's okay because it's all about finding the solutions and problem solving. But it would be even better if you could do it yourself. So I'm thinking that I'm going to start this time with my 6 and my 6. Now I know that 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm going to write that down over here. 6 times 6, and I know that gives me 36. You see that? Now 36 is too much. Now, it's more than 24, but it's okay because I've already got the 4. I've got the 4 and the 8 left over. I could do some taking away. So if I did 36 take away 8, you see that? That gets me to, hope you've said it, 28. 28, and I've still got my 4 left. So I could do, 28, take away 4. 24 again. Yes! I found my second way. Now, because I found 2 solutions, if you see that, I've got that one there and that one there, it might be a good idea on a separate piece of paper to start making a record of your solutions so that you don't do the same ones twice. So I know that I have got 6 add 8 equals 14. 4 add 6 equals 10. And if I put them together, that makes 24. You can write them down in any way you want that's good for you. And then my next one I did was 6 times 6 equals 36. Then I did 36, take away the 8 equals 28. Then I did 28, take away the 4 equals 24. So I think it's a really good idea to start listing down your solutions and seeing how many you can find. Have fun! Okay guys, so for the symmetry one, my grid looks slightly different to yours because I didn't want to take any of your solutions. I want you to find them. So my grid has got an extra row and also is a little bit wonky because I should have brought a ruler home with me from school. I kept forgetting. So I have drawn mine using a makeshift envelope as a ruler, and it went a little bit wonky here. So technically my grid is not symmetrical already because it would need to be measured out properly. It would need to be drawn with a ruler. But the grids that you have got are symmetrical. And if you can't print them, you could do them on your iPad because you could screenshot them and then edit them, and you can colour with your with the Notes app or put them into the Paint app and you can colour on them. Or you could print them out, or if you have got a ruler at home, you could have a go at drawing your own grids. So mine isn't symmetrical at the moment, but you can still get the same idea. So remember, symmetry means that things have to be the same on each side. So if I was to put a mirror down the middle here, that this side and this side would be the same, or across there, that this side and this side would be the same. We think of butterflies often with symmetry because their wings are symmetrical. They're the same on each side. So have a look at the grid. I'm going to think of a pattern that I want to do to make this grid symmetrical. So I'm going to decide to colour this one in pink. And watch me colour now, see how quickly I can do it. It's very satisfying colouring and I do love the colour pink. So I'm going to colour this one in pink and have a think, because now it's not symmetrical anymore, which is pretending my grid has perfectly straight lines and it is symmetrical to start with. So I've coloured that one in, make sure there's no white bits, and it's no longer symmetrical. Which one would I have to colour pink so that it is symmetrical? Yes, this one. So now I've done that one, I have to colour this one in pink as well. And again, it has to be your best colouring, no white bits, otherwise it wouldn't be symmetrical. You have to get them all in. And colour it in. I do love a bit of colouring. I find it very relaxing. So that's almost done. Excellent. Right, I think I fancy having some more colour. Where else could I colour in to make it symmetrical? Have a think. Okay, finished. I decided to colour these two squares in, so therefore I had to colour these two squares in and these two to make it symmetrical. So if I had a mirror going down the middle here, both sides would be exactly the same. They look exactly the same. So your challenge is on your grids is to see how many different patterns you come up with, and you don't just have to use one colour, you could use multiple colours, and that would make it even more challenging and also quite pretty. So enjoy, and as always, send me your solutions, what you find, what you come up with, what you discover. Have fun! Okay, so I have to work out whether this is always, sometimes, or never true. So it says when you add two even numbers together, the answer is even. The only way I'm going to find this out is by exploring and having a go. Okay, so I'm going to start with two even numbers. Let's do 2 add 2. 2 add 2, hopefully you know, equals 4. Okay, so that is an even number. Right, let's do 4 add 4. 4 add 4. Well, that equals 8. You'll be great at this if you know your doubles. Well, that is an even number. Okay, let's do 5 add 5. Oh, what's wrong with that? Are they two even numbers? No, they've got to be, it says 2 even numbers. Can't do 5 add 5. Okay, so let's skip to 6 add 6 equals 12. Well done. And yes, that's even. So at the moment, I'm working what we might call systematically. I've started with 2, then gone to 4, then gone to 6, but I've just stuck to doubles. What happens if I mix it up and do 2 random even numbers? So I could do 4 add 2. It equals 6. Again, even. Or what if I just did, let's try 8 add 6 equals, can you think? 8 add 6 is 14. Even. Now I think I need to do a little bit more checking, but I'm inclined to say that my answer is always true. You might be able to prove me wrong. Have a go yourself and have fun. Okay, now this one is a super duper challenge. So I'll be really impressed if any of you can do this. So the aim of the game is to get as close to 100 as you can. And you have to put 2 digits in here and you add those up, and 2 digits in here and you add those up. but then you also add them going the other way, and you have to try and get as close to 100 as you can get. So you might want to do some number counters like you did for one of the other challenges, because it just might help you moving them around. So I'm going to start with putting 4 in there, and it's tens and units or tens and ones. So straight away I've got 45. And then I might put a 3 in there and a 2 in there. So straight away I've got 45, add 32. So that gives me, can you work it out? Remember units first, we've got 7 units here and 7 tens. Wow, 77. So that's that way, 45 and 32. But then you've also got to add it the other way. So that's 43 and 52. That's some quite tricky maths, because now I've got to add 43 and 52, which makes 95. Well done if you got it. But remember, I had 77 the other way from my 45 add 32. So 77 add 95, that's actually really tricky. The total of that is 172. So am I near 100? Not really, I'm 72 over. So I need to try again with another solution. Okay, so this time I have made my numbers a little bit smaller. So up here I've got 23, add 16. Can we think about what that is? 23 add 16. You might need to write it down. So 23 add 16, well done if you've got 39. So that's 39, I'm writing it down so I remember. I've got another piece of paper over here with my workings out on. You see that? So 39, and then I've got to add it the other way. So I've got 21 and 36. So 21 add 36 gives me 57. So now I've just got to add 39 and 57 together, which gives me 96. Wow, I'm so close. That's definitely a lot closer than 172. So that's a better solution. Again, I would write down all of your solutions to see how close you can get to 100, and let me know if you do get to 100 exactly. It's going to be tricky, but it's also super fun.